Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Chasing 518. Today, we're gonna take a ride in my dad's van. So a lot of people that were watching the Bronco build videos saw this thing in the background because my dad would drive this over to my house and help me work on Bluey the Bronco. And there were several comments saying, what is that van out there under the tree? Well, it's not a derelict in my yard. It's one of my dad's, one of his favorites or classics here. Do a little walk around on this thing and maybe go for a quick little spin. This week, it's the holidays, and that means we're at family's house. So this is my dad's garage. So my mom parks her car over there in that garage, and then my dad gets this whole garage for his collection. So let's go inside and take a look. So if anybody's wondering where I got my interest in automobiles and tools and everything mechanical, here's the answer: Dad. So he was the original enabler, meaning he had the garage and he had a toolbox, and I helped myself while he was at work, and I would just take everything apart. Occasionally things would go back together, but I was much better at probably taking them apart. So what we got here is a '59 Galaxie that's been in the family since my mom's dad bought it brand new. And then under the cover is my '65 Mustang that hasn't run in 23 years or something like that. And then my dad's van, which we're going to show you right now. So let's take a look.
1967 Dodge A100, which is the short van. Sportsman, which is the passenger window van.
What's the long van called?
108.
A 108.
A108. And the one without the window is called the Clubman. Anyway, 318 with a 727 short flight, 3-speed. Came with stock. When I got it, when I saw it first, it was in primer at a body shop. Got it from my niece, my brother-in-law, and her. It was going to be his retirement project. He passed away. She didn't know what to do. They were bugging her. So we picked out colors, and fast forward another year, she doesn't know what to do with it. I said, well, I'd love to have it. I won't flip it. I'll just keep it. What I've done since I've had it is rechrome, new glass in the windshield.
When my dad got it, it was freshly painted?
Yes.
Year-old paint? Never really seen the light of day or anything, right?
No, it had always been covered in her backyard, just sitting there.
And then needed a lot of detail work, which is kind of his favorite thing to do, to tinker and make stuff better. So he started chipping away at all of the little stuff, the chrome on the bumpers, the windshield, all the weather stripping.
Yeah, I didn't have any weather stripping in the door. Yeah, the interior was totally blank. The only thing on it was the fiberglass trim around the windows, which was fine because I probably never would have found those. It's supposed to have a couple of rows of seats.
Wait, this is fiberglass?
Yep. Yeah, it's fiberglass. It's painted.
Yeah, I would have thought it was sheet metal.
No headliner, nothing. I mean, just metal. It had the sound deadening stuff. That was it. So I started by trimming it out with wood so I could fix things to it. And then I just made what I wanted. Started with a spare tire, sat it back there, sat on it, went, it's about the right height, and then built everything around it.
So there's a spare tire under that
here.
bench.
Yeah. Table comes down, take the post out, fills the cushions, fill in, makes a bed if you need to. Surf racks on the inside. Spare tire there, the jack and all the stuff. I get a couple of lawn chairs, tools, these cushions making the rest of it. Yeah, there's the old cars and surfboards. What
would the interior of an A100 have been?
Like 2 rows of seats, a short seat and a long seat. It would have been a sports, like passenger thing. Yeah, other than that, the front's pretty stock.
So yeah, the engine's right here.
Right there. You're sitting right next to it.
Right next to a 318 V8.
Yeah, in the summer it's not so fun, but in the winter it's great.
You have the wheels? Or?
Brother-in-law picked those out, and those are perfect for it.
Yeah, perfect for the era.
Yeah, it looks good. It's got the little rake to the front, big wide ones in the back.
So what's it need next?
It needs a fresh 318. The 318 that's in it, and this is what caused me grief at first. The 318 that was in it when you got it started, it was so loud. I couldn't figure out all the exhaust noise. Took it to, once I got it running, got that figured out, took it to the exhaust guy thinking that would fix it. He put new exhaust front to back, and he goes, well, it's still loud. And I go, well, I don't get it. He didn't get it either. Both of us missed it. I got back and I was fiddling around, and I just happened to run my hand under the exhaust manifold, and I could feel puff, 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 puff under all of them. And so I looked up the block number online. It's a 78 block, and from 67 to 78, they came in with a smog pump, which pumped fresh air in those little holes at each exhaust port into the exhaust just before it exits. So I had 8 open exhaust leaks, one at each port, and that's what it was making all the noise. But yeah, I mean, you can't see them. Gosh, they were tiny. I couldn't see them. I was able to get a tap in there and thread it and put some little brass screws in there. So they're done. That part's fixed. That fixed that. So I would like to get a 67 318 that came in a van, because this leads to the second problem, is the dipstick for this engine would have come from the front all the way through. I don't know what the engine came out of, but that's the way it would have been. The van one comes from the side down in, and I don't know if it's the pan. The pan is the oriented different, but I can't get a true reading off the oil. If I fill it up, and somebody did, they filled it up till it hit the dipstick in the right spot. It had like 8-9 quarts, and that wasn't good. So the only time I really know it's got the right amount of oil is right after I change it. After that, I'm just, Anyway, so I would like to get a proper van 318 to put in it, and I would work with that. So it's really not worth messing with this one that much. I was more interested in driving it. It runs fine. It's, does good.
Okay, so if anybody's got a late 60s, what would the era be then?
67, probably. I think 67 was supposed to be the first year. Somebody told me that the 318 was available in the van. So 67, 68, up to, I think, 70. I don't know if 69 looked the same.
All right, so we're looking for a late 60s 318 for a Dodge van.
That was in a van.
Because it's just the dipstick in the pan?
Pan, I think, is different. I think it's oriented.
Some nuances to learn there.
Yeah.
I'm sure being a late 60s, it'd probably have higher compression than a late 70s also.
Yeah.
So we could probably turn this thing up a little bit, which I'm sure is not on my dad's list at all of things to do. But.
No, it's
where you two differ.
Let's open the door and fire this thing up and
see what it does.
Thing is so cute.
so cute.
And it comes with ballerinas.
So if you guys like the Dodge van and you want to see a little bit more of what's in my dad's garage, a little bit more on this 59 Galaxie and what's under the cover, let me know. We'll do some more vehicle walkarounds, some family videos.
So Dennis, what are some of your favorite cars you've had?
Oh my goodness.
You have a Datsun.
Oh, Datsun wagons. I've got a real soft spot for Datsun wagons. My dad had one when I was like 15, and we used to steal it and drive it around. He never knew, and I think that's where I got the thing for Datsun. It was a great little car. I've had 3 of them. So that's one of my favorites. That's what I had just before this. And my wife, Melanie, wouldn't let me keep that. Both of them.
I remember that.
Got to get rid of one of them. My first truck was a 66 Ford F-150, or 250, excuse me, 3/4 ton. Just the 8-foot bed, which I bought in 72, sold it to my older brother in 92, got it back. Kevin and I went and got it in 28, 18-ish, somewhere in there. It was just rotting away in his daughter's backyard, my niece's backyard. So we went and got it. I put it back on the road, and then when something else came up, I gave it to Kevin's older
Do you understand now?
Yeah, you see where Kevin got it, yeah. But he's taken mine to the next level, maybe 3 or 4 levels higher. Anyway, but he's got the skills. I envy his skills. 66 went to my oldest son. He's got it in Oceanside now. Let's see, my dream car, probably my next car, would probably be a Woody, a 51 ideally, 49 through 51. 51 ideally. That was the year I was born. I've always had a want for those, but they're pretty pricey, but I'll get one. I think I've parlayed my stash to a level where I think I'm close.
It'll happen.
It'll happen.
All right, so if you had to rank your top 3 favorites that you currently or have ever owned.
This has got to be like right there.
Okay.
I think
Datsun number 2?
Datsun, my first Datsun wagon, it was I think a 67, but it was, and oddly enough, I bought it here in Arroyo Grande.
Oh, funny.
I did, off of Old Oak Park. Not Old Oak Park, but Oak Park, and it turns up. I don't remember the street. Vividly, I remember going to the house and picking it up. And God, it was like $1,200. It was pristine, original. Nothing had been done to it. And it started like a sewing machine and just ran like, and I had it for a number of years. Sold it to another fireman. It's probably number 1.
Okay.
It's probably number 1.
Too quick to spin around the block or
Moving
something?
on? Yeah.
Oh, wait, thank you.
How's it going back there?
Got handlebars.
Crash bar?
There's the girls. They love going for donuts in the van.
That's right. This is
the
Saturday
donut van.
morning donut van.
Yeah, they sit back there, eat their donuts, and everybody comes, looks at the van, and goes, "God, this is great."
The girls want you to buy this limo right here.
Oh, it's for sale.
Yes.
I didn't see them for sale.
The girls want that to be your next project.
Next climber rig.
I don't even know. They just want you to buy that limo.
It wasn't a limo and it wasn't a Lincoln Town Car. It was, you know how like Jamon's Excursion has 6 doors?
No, Vannon's.
Vannon's?
Uh-huh.
It was like they took a Lincoln Continental and they just added 2 doors. So it's a 6-door Lincoln Continental. I almost sent it to you yesterday.
That's funny. But I feel like you should definitely look into the limo. I think it would be a fun.
I don't think the resale on limos is very good.
That's why you have to do something cool with it, though.
I don't know what he wants for it.
But that's why you got to look into it. Yeah.
All right, honey. First ride in the van.
Yeah, the girls, they ride in it like almost every Saturday. Go get their donuts.
So we've got like a cars and coffee type thing every Saturday at a donut shop by our house. My dad will pick up the girls. Typically in the van, they'll get a donut and then they'll sit at the little table in the back and eat it. But
Pretty awesome.
yeah, I've only been in the thing like one other time.
I love it. It's adorable.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool little van. Thanks, Dad.
Sure.
So there you have it. There's the answer to what that mysterious van in my front yard was while we were building the Bronco. If you guys want to see any of the other cars in here, the geranium colored 59 Galaxie or the mysterious car under the cover, let me know. Put it in the comments. And
Kevin doesn't remember what it looks like either.
I don't remember
it's
it
okay.
either.
It's red.
I've had that car since I was 20 years old, and I'm 43 now, and I haven't driven it since I was like 21 years old. So one of these days it needs a revival of sorts. We'll have to put that one in the queue.
Yeah.
All right. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, follow, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, all that stuff, and we'll see you next week.